What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT. Intellivision is facing quite a bit of backlash from backers from the original Intellivision Amico console that never came to fruition. Right now, Intellivision has shifted gears, and instead of focusing on what everybody wanted from this company initially, they have started making a different version of Amico called Intellivision Amico Home, which is a complicated, confusing mess, and I covered that in a previous video. But that's not the biggest problem here. I have a major concern with what they're trying to do to pre-order backers right now. It doesn't seem very legal, it doesn't seem very ethical, but it does seem right up Intellivision's alley. JT. Hit the subscribe, give me a like, and check out SmashJT.com. I will link this article in the description below, talking about the complicated mess that the pre-order bonuses have become within Intellivision. Something that was promised by Phil Adam as a thank you to the people who have stuck with Intellivision for so long. These pre-order bonuses were supposed to be free games for Intellivision Amico Home. And thank you to Mike's Gaming Gala for providing this footage, because I don't have an Android device, so I'm not able to do this right now, nor do I want to go out of my way and get one, because honestly, it's garbage. It's not what I signed up for. It's nothing that I want as a pre-order backer of Intellivision Amico. But anyways, what's the issue here? Seems pretty straightforward. People who pre-ordered the Intellivision Amico are getting free Intellivision Amico Home games to use while they wait for the console. That is somehow going to be paid for by the people using Intellivision Amico Home, even though rumors show it at around 500 downloads after being out a week. Not exactly off to the fiery start that they were hoping for as a free download. That doesn't even mean they're making money. That's just the people who have downloaded the app. It was bad enough that these games came out to Intellivision Amico Home before coming to a console, but then when you saw the prices. Many of these games were supposed to be free pack-in games for the Intellivision Amico console, and because the console never came to fruition due to either being a complete fraud or scam or just terrible business practices or horrific decisions or just really not bright people running the company, whatever the reason is, the games never came to the console because the console doesn't exist. So now people who want to play these games have to spend $15 to download what was supposed to be a free pack-in game that was initially promised to run around $3 to $8 for the other games coming onto the console. But no, times changed, pandemic, other excuses, and now the games have now tripled, quadrupled in price because reasons. Okay, I'm with you so far. So the games cost $15 a pop, even though it looks like on Mike's Gaming Gala, Missile Command was $20.99. It's $21 for that one. Looks like it may have been adjusted and come back down to earth somewhat at $15. But regardless of the confusing mess that the pricing scheme is with these games, let's just assume they're $15 each. Phil Adam sent a message to all the backers telling everyone thank you for your support, thank you for sticking with us, and as a thank you to you, we're going to be giving you these games for free. And I'm like, you know what? Oh, okay, cool, I guess. I mean, I'm not going to participate in it because I don't have an Android device, but for the people that do, that's a pretty cool treat. A couple days ago, they finally announced that Intellivision Amico Home is available on Android devices. And one excerpt from this email really stood out to me. If you are one of our valued Amico console pre-order customers, you can confirm your deposit on the site to enable access to Amico Home download codes for the console pack-in games as they become available on Amico Home for Android. If you are one of our valued limited collectors boxed edition owners, you can register your boxed edition products on the site to access download codes for those games as they become available on Amico Home for Android. Your physical products will, of course, still be good for installing the games on the Amico console. Nowhere in this does it say anything about how if you redeem these that it will take money out of your pre-order deposit and that you won't get your full deposit back if you decide to change your mind down the road. It's misleading because this implies the games are free. But they're not free. This is where it gets interesting, and I question the shady tactics of this company once again. Say that you're a pre-order person and you've been waiting patiently for nearly a decade for this Amico console that never came to fruition, and you get this message saying, hey, in lieu of getting your console and you still have your pre-order bonus, we're going to give you some games for free that you can play right now. Pretty cool, right? But here's where it gets really sketchy. Those games aren't free. They are taking the money away from your pre-order bonus if you redeem them. And they're not being totally upfront about that, and it seems a bit underhanded. Like you need to watch a YouTube video from someone explaining it to you because it's so confusing. For example, if you claim, we'll say, 2 free games, each of them hypothetically valued at $15, then you would only be entitled to $70 of your $100 pre-order bonus back. Meaning that the reason why they jack the prices so high up on all these games that they're listing is to try to get out of legally having to pay you back your pre-order bonus that was guaranteed to you, promised by Tommy Tallarico himself, saying it's 100% fully refundable at any time, no questions asked. Now, they're putting in this little slimy tactic of, they're free games. You're a backer, you can have them. All the while, they are using this as a way to get out of paying you back if you change your mind. And I don't know how many games ultimately are planned for the launch, the full-on launch of Intellivision Amico Home, but there's going to be at least 6 of the games that are supposedly finished. At $15 a pop, that brings the total cost of your free games up to $90. Meaning that if you get those free games, you wait another year, you still haven't gotten your Amico console because let's be honest, they don't have the money. There's no way that they can make these consoles, and Amico Home sure ain't going to be fitting that bill. They won't have a way to make the console. You decide to change your mind and say, you know what? I'm sick of waiting. You guys promised me a console. These games aren't what I thought they were. I don't like it. I want my money back. They'll give you a full $10 back, assuming they give you anything. But that's also assuming that the games get put on the Google Play Store in the first place. John Alvarado was quoted as saying that the games like Sideswipers and Shark aren't yet available due to being rejected by Google for reasons. Reasons we're not sure of, but of course Intellivision running into issues trying to even launch anything from a launchpad. This is confusing. It's very complicated. It's not straightforward. It's extremely deceiving. Phil Adam tried to explain it to someone on Facebook. Phil Adam, the CEO of Intellivision, the CEO of a video game company, hitting the ground floor to explain this confusing mess. Your deposit is only reduced if you get refund on the console. Since the games are bundled with the console, your deposit is credited in full toward the purchase of the console. So if you are not purchasing the console and only playing the games on Amico Home, you are purchasing them. Sorry for any confusion. Oh, you like the one in your letter to everyone saying, as a thank you for backing us, we're giving you access to these games, and then you say they're not actually free, you're buying them with your credit that you put towards the Intellivision Amico? That confusion, Phil? Intellivision's strategy regarding the Amico Home free games, and I use free very loosely here, and the associated refund policies is being viewed with quite a bit of skepticism from the entire retro game community. The company's approach seen by many as a way to circumvent full repayment of pre-order cancellations. It's causing frustration and even more distrust among all customers, raising serious questions about the business practices and transparency of Intellivision on the whole. A company that is being forthcoming with the information saying, we want to thank you, the backers, the people who have pre-ordered this console. I mean, it's been what, almost 8 years now? 7, 8 years? We're working towards a decade for a console that, let's be honest, doesn't really have the hardest specs to replicate on a cell phone. Has never come to fruition. There's only a few test units out in the wild sent to just the highest of highest cult members in this company to push the message of good faith of Intellivision. It's such a weird dynamic from this company. I can't tell if they're the biggest scammers in the world and scumbags, or if they're just complete morons and idiots. Maybe it's a little bit of both, but coming from someone like me who saw this firsthand, front lines, loved what I saw, loved what I played, and then to see play out like this, it's a tragedy of epic proportions in modern day gaming. These games were supposed to be a bonus to pre-orders, but now, in turn, they're giving customers something completely different from what they asked for, and people are being penalized for accepting the gift. A gift from Intellivision that is an underhanded slap in the face trying to steal money back from you so that they don't owe you anything technically from your guaranteed refundable pre-order that was promised back to you all those years ago. It's scummy, it's gross, it's right up Intellivision's alley. This is unacceptable, and I think it borders on illegal. I don't think this is something that is even allowed, but I'm far from being a lawyer. I've never seen a company do something like this before, and if Intellivision's image wasn't already run through the mud enough, they pull a stunt like this. How are people supposed to trust anything they say or do ever? And I couldn't only imagine cult members trying to spin this into a good thing. Like, this is awful for everyone. If anything, somebody who held a pre-order for a console that was promised almost half a decade ago and never came to fruition and is still holding on to that pre-order, they're still waiting for it to come to fruition. There's not something you could have done in Intellivision to be like, hey, for sticking with us this long, here are codes to all those games. Keep sticking with us, and we will present that console eventually to you. And if we don't, or you change your mind, you can still get your money back. Why can't you do that? That's the obvious thing. That's the right thing. That's the rational thing. That's the legal thing. I don't know what the hell this is, but it certainly isn't moving in the right direction. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, you stay smashing. Smash,